Alright, this video is going to be a little bit strange because I left my iPad at home and I left all the other stuff that I need at home, so I'm having to do this on my phone just real quick. So this is going to be for word problems and equations. Since I'm using my phone, my handwriting is going to be even worse than normal. So this very first one says, movie rental store has a $6 membership and charges $4 per rental. The kind of work that I was looking for is the $6 for the membership, because that happens one time, and $4 per rental. And I know I just marked through that because I can't see where my thumb is at. Because it's $4 per rental, there has to be, actually I'm going to do this over here on the side, there has to be some kind of 4x, because x represents every rental that we have, and the $6 membership just happens one time. We were trying to get a total, so we add these two things together. So 6 plus 4x is what we're looking for. Yeah. So 6 plus 4x, unfortunately none of those are quite like that, so we're going to have to look for the reversed one. This one's reversed a little bit on us, but that is perfect because the direction that we add does not actually matter on this one. Number 2, a mechanic charges a $10 shop fee and $40 per hour to work. So there's my $40 and per, which means that we're going to have x with it. That $10 shop fee happens one time. So this is going to be 40x, and then we've got our plus the $10 fee. Again, pardon the awful handwriting on this one. The order may be different, but B is clearly the closest and best one that we've got out of those. On number 3, it says Fred has $60 in his bank account. He spends $10 every day on lunch. He's starting out with that $60. Okay? He spends $10 every day. So that means that we are losing that amount. 60 only happens once. You're only going to have that in your account once. But he's going to lose that $10 every day. And that would tell us how much he has left after a little while. Oh, so the one that matches best is going to be, it looks like D on this one. Number 4, a cell phone company charges $40 per month plus 5 cents per text message. Now here is the deal on this one. I know I'm going to go ahead and underline and have the per on this one, and I'm going to take a look at this one, and I'm going to have my per on this one. Looking at the answer choices, we're trying to come up with the monthly charge. So in 1 month, that $40 actually only happens one time. So 40 is not going to repeat more than once in a month. So we're not going to have a 40x on this one, which marks out A and it marks out C. The rest of this one, we're trying to get a total for our bill, and it's 5 cents per text message. So the only one that matches is going to be A. We have to add because we're getting a total. On to number 5. The Red Lobster charges $10 for a lobster dinner plus $4 per pound. So this is how much they are going to charge just for flat out, I ordered a lobster, I don't care if it's like an ounce, I have to pay that $10. But $4 per pound is the thing that's going to happen for every pound of that dang lobster. That's what X is going to represent in this situation, how many pounds. So it's plus, because I need my total, $4 per pound. Okay? So on this one, I'm looking for, looks like it's going to be A on this one. Again, just in reverse order, but it's not that big a deal. There's that first page. On to the second part, or back at the first page, however you want to look at it. It says Timmy runs sales booth in the mall. He pays $750 a month for his booth. He makes $10 every time he sells a cell phone case. So this $10 every time is going to be, so it's $10 for each case. So after one case, I'd make $10. After 2 cases, $20. 3 cases, $30, and so on. He is losing. He's paying for that He's paying that $750 for the booth. So he loses that money. There are 2 ways to write this one. I don't really care which way you do it. I can either do 10x minus $750 because that's how much we're paying for the booth, or you can have negative $750 plus my 10x. So I'm going to go over and look at the answer choices now and see which one matches best. Looks like we have C as our best answer choice because that's how much we're going to make after profit. And I really should have a different sign there, but we can talk about that some other time. Go ahead and take a look at number 7. It says a plumber charges $50 to make a house call, so he's going to come out to the house. Doesn't matter if he's there for, like, I don't know, pulling up in the driveway and then charging you. It's going to be $50 for that house call. Then he's going to charge $40 every hour. Okay, I know it looks like vary now, but it's every hour. So the $50 is how much he's going to charge one time, but we want a total, so we're going to add on that $40 for every hour. X is the number of hours that go by. So the one that matches best looks like it's going to be C. On to number 8. Redbox charges you $2 every day that you don't return a $20 movie. How many days How many days until you should have bought the movie? I believe we talked about this one in class. There are two different ways that I wish we had done this one, or a different way I wish we had done this one. But $2 is every day. That's going to be 2x for every day that we don't return that movie. We want to know when they're the same thing as having gone and bought that movie. Unfortunately, I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but I did not put that as an answer choice. So really what you can do on this one is you can do a little bit of algebra if you want to. You can do minus 2x on both sides. These two cancel out, and I'm completely done with that side, but that means that there's nothing there. So we are going to have 20 minus 2x, because we can't actually subtract those. Don't start thinking that it's 18. So the 20 minus 2x is what we were looking for, so it is A on that one. Number 9. Sarah is saving up for a new phone that costs $500. That is our total amount. That's what she wants to get to. She gets an allowance every month of $100. And she also has $50 to spend on school lunches each month. So there's another each. That $50 is a negative thing because she is spending that money. So it's a negative, and the $100, if you're getting $100 in allowance, that's a positive thing. Both of those are going to have X's with them. So we are looking for, she has a goal of $500, but her allowance is $100. That's a positive thing. So I'm going to leave it positive. But she's also going to spend that $50 every month on lunches. So that looks like that is going to match up to, oh, perfect, D. Last one on this first page. One mechanic charges $20 shop fee and $50 per hour. So we're talking about two different mechanics before we even get going. Another mechanic charges a $40 shop fee and $30 per hour. At how many hours will the cost be the same? Not all the time, but many times when you are talking about multiple people. We're going to call this mechanic A, and we're going to call this mechanic B. Usually, this ends up being side A, this ends up being side B, or the first person listed, then the second person listed. It's not always true. Once you get more comfortable with it, we'll try mixing it up a little bit, but that's true a lot of the time. So now for mechanic A, $20 shop fee, $50 per hour. That's going to be the thing with the X, and we're getting total, so we're adding those two things, the $20 shop fee plus 50X. Mechanic B, he's charging a $40 shop fee and $30 per hour. So that's going to be the one that has X, and we're adding to get a total on those. So the only one that ends up matching, we got $20 shop fee, $50 per hour. It's going to be D. That was actually enough to figure it out from the get-go, but we wanted to make sure that mechanic B matched as well, because if it ever doesn't match, either you messed up or possibly I messed up. These are the ones that start getting a little bit tougher. Container A and container B have leaks. We're going to start losing stuff. Container A has 600 mils of water, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that part, and is leaking 6 mils per minute. I'm going to go ahead and write that part out, because that shouldn't be too difficult. 600 is what we start with, so it doesn't keep happening, and we are leaking 6 mils per minute. So I'm just going to call that M for right now. In fact, actually, yep, it's going to be M anyways. I'm going to do the next one in blue, because I know I'm running out of room. Container B has 800 mils and is leaking 10 mils per minute. So 800 mils, 10 mils per minute. So there's our 800, and we're leaking 10 mils per minute. Well, because I want to know when they're the same thing, we're going to set these two things equal to each other. So let's see what matches on this one. Looks like it is going to be A is the closest match. Actually, it happens to be an exact match. Now, the question on number 2. 7th graders didn't necessarily do this one yet, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it anyways. There are multiple ways to do this one. For 7th grade, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys just the answer. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it's B, but here is why. I need you guys to know that whenever we're doing these, for 7th grade, you can just plug in your answer. I could take that 50, and I could plug it in up here for each of these. I could plug in 50 here. This also works for 8th grade, by the way. If you hear that clicking sound, it's my pen. I found a pen that I can use, which seems to not be helping my handwriting at all. Anyways, you can plug in 50 in there and just work it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this. I'm going to show my 8th graders how to actually solve this one. 7th grade, if you want to pay attention, that'd probably be good for you at some point, because you're going to have to do it next year. All right, so draw my line down the middle. And I'm going to start with my smaller variable. So it's negative 10m. So I add 10m on both sides. So plus 10m. These two cancel out, and I'm done with it. And then I'm left with 600 plus 4m. I don't have a calculator. I'm having to do this by hand. It's going to equal my 800 because we haven't done anything with it yet. Now it's just a two-step problem. I got to get rid of my 600, so I'm going to do minus 600 on this side and minus 600 on this side. Those two cancel out. On this left side, I'm left with 4x equals 800 minus 600 is 200. My final step is going to be to divide both sides. So I divide this side and this side both by 4. That cancels out, and I'm left with x equals, well, 200 divided by 4 is going to be 50. Just like what we got right there. But like I said, 7th graders, plug in the answer choice and just see which one gives you the same number on both sides. Now, I'm not going to do that for all of them just because 8th graders, if you're having trouble with that, you need to watch one of the multi-step or two-step videos and then come on into tutorials so I can help you out. This video is starting to get a little on the long side, so I'm going to pick up the pace just a little bit. We're talking about apartment A and apartment B, which means that this is going to be apartment A over here. This is going to be apartment B over here. So apartment A says it has a 500 security deposit. Wow, that was terrible. Let me try to redo that. There we go. 500 security deposit. That's going to happen one time, and the $1,200 each month. Okay, that's going to repeat. So I'm going to go and take a look at my answer choices and see which one matches. Because the 500 happens one time, it can't be B and it can't be D. So we've narrowed it down at least a little bit. But we're trying to find a total for the apartment, so honestly, it's already got to be C. Alright, number 4. Okay, again, guys, try plugging stuff in. If you're still struggling with that, come into tutorials so I can help you guys out. And number 5, we're talking about a candle that's burning down. Okay, so we got 2 candles, actually. We got a 20-inch candle, and we have a 29-inch candle. Trying to figure out when they're both the same height. 20-inch candle is burning 1 inch going down every hour. So that's 1 hour. The other candle is going down, is a 29-inch candle, but it's going down 4 inches every hour. And that's plenty to get you the answer on that one. The rest of these I didn't really feel like were too bad. I'm just going to talk about, I don't know, let's pick out, I think we're going to go with number 9, just because it is kind of a weird one if you're not comfortable with it. So Lenny makes $40,000 in a year. He gets an annual raise of $4,000. Gosh, I'm not sure why I can't mark on these properly. There we go. Annual means that it happens every year. Carl is going to make $60,000 a year. So that's one time. An annual raise of $2,000. So another annual raise happening every stinking year. I need an annual raise every year. Anyways, okay, so we're going to talk about Lenny first. By the way, these are Simpsons characters for whoever does not know. We've got our $40,000. Okay. And then the annual raise. So he's increasing his amount by $4,000 every year. That's just for Lenny, which actually I'm not sure I should have done that part in blue. I'm talking about Lenny here. The rest of that, I'm going to have you guys figure that out on your own. If you have any questions, come to tutorials, guys, so I can help you out.